And it starts with us on Storm Watch again tonight. The snow stopped falling, and now you're looking here at live pictures from DuPont Circle. As you see, the air there has cleared up. The wind, however, that is still a major problem tonight, as threatening to create even more dangerous conditions overnight as well.
Chief Meteorologist Doug Hill is here with what we can expect over the next few hours. Doug?
Well, today and Leon, the winds, you're absolutely right. The winds are gusting up. Now, I don't think we're to see the winds gusting to the speeds we saw this morning, the 48, 58, 60 mile per hour gusts. But the winds are going to be gusting to 30, 35, 36 miles per hour. And after sunset, especially when you lose the ambient daylight, then you're just relying on lights from street lights, building lights, and headlights to illuminate the sky. And when you have the strong winds blowing the snow on the ground, visibilities will indeed start to decrease. It's going to make it downright dangerous to drive in those conditions, and also downright dangerous to walk in those conditions if you're walking on the street, near the street, or anywhere near traffic. So just keep that in mind here. Let's get you started first with a look at our snow machine. We are so slowly trying to make progress here, but I mean the snowfall pattern is inching very slowly to the northeast. The reason is that the storm is really intensifying out over the open waters, and it keeps throwing more and more snow back to the area. Let's expand the view now to our storm scan and show you the fact that the moisture continues to pinwheel in from the north. Now, we've converted this to intensity colors of greens. The darker the green, the heavier snow bands. That continues to rotate mainly north and east and southeast of the metro area. That will continue with additional accumulations there. Our weather bug tracking temperatures not budging either. 22 degrees in Sterling now with gusty winds. Olney at 20 degrees, 17 in Frederick, 19 in Bethesda, 21 in Beltsville, Martinsburg at 26. And look at the wind chills. They'll continue to be low all day. The latest on the blizzard warnings, they will expire in most areas at 7. However, from Washington northeast to Baltimore and counties on either side of that area, we are going to see the blizzard warning extended until 10 p.m. because of the extra snow in the area and also the gusty winds reducing visibility. Temperatures will stay cold, but the sunshine finally back in here tomorrow. We'll just leave you here with a little mention of the snowfall accumulation totals so far. Just a couple. 10 inches in Hamilton, 12 inches, a foot of snow in Leesburg, 10 inches in Charles County and Bryan's Road, almost 12 in Hyattsville, 15 inches in Gaither and Howard County, 22 inches north of Baltimore City. That is the very latest. We'll have more for you coming up from the Weather Center in a few minutes. Leon?
All right, Doug, ordinarily it would be painful to watch those snow totals, but since we know we got the record,
that's right.
We know it's worth it. It was worth it.
We're proud.
All right,
we did it.
Yeah, but now that snow is starting to ease up and it's slowing down now, some people may be tempted to head out on the roads.
But that is not a good idea. Brad Bell is live in Prince George's County with a look at conditions right now. Brad?
Well, I tell you what, it depends upon how big the road is what you're going to find. This is the Beltway, the outer loop of the Beltway, and you can see that for the most part now, you can see the markings out there. It is wet pavement. It is still, however, absolutely miserable out here, but nothing compared to what we saw earlier. The warnings about whiteout have not been overstated. Just watch this video, and you can see how visibility on the road can disappear without warning.
It's so thick out here, can't see nothing. And I see people speeding past me.
And because of it, there were accidents.
I was trying to avoid from hitting a car, and I slid up on a hill.
For a while, plows tried to keep up with the blizzard, but then, in most jurisdictions, operations had to be suspended, the equipment parked.
Oh, really horrible. I can't see nothing, and, you can't drive at all,
Is it dangerous?
Dangerous, yeah. Everywhere the ice like 3 to 4 inches.
Though some pavement on the main roads has reappeared, side roads like this one in Beltsville remain visions of the tundra, a place where guys in furry hats truly appreciate what an open convenience store means.
The essentials.
What are the essentials?
Gatorade, food, water.
Well, now, as it gets dark this evening, the snow is going to slow down falling from the sky, but it is blowing. The concern now is drifting. And let me show you something here. I'm walking into a snow drift that is up against this guardrail. It is every bit of 2 feet deep. That's not how much fell, but it's blowing here. Governor had a press conference earlier today, and it's one of the things they're going to be keeping an eye on in some of the open spaces. If drifting does occur, it's possible that they're going to have some temporary road closures. So it's getting better, but we are absolutely not out of the woods yet on these roads. In Prince George's County, Brad Bell, ABC 7 News.
All right, Brad, thanks for keeping an eye on that for us. And of course, today's snow is piling up on top of more than 2 feet that fell in some areas areas last weekend.
And all of that combined is creating some dangerous situations. Scott Thuman is in Alexandria, where crews are trying to save a school there from collapsing.
We're on King Street in Old Town Alexandria, where all of this snow is adding up quickly. Right behind us here, you can see a massive pile of snow that now this front end loader is scooping up and putting into a dump truck just so it can be taken out of here. Problems like this all across Northern Virginia today. At George Washington Middle School, it is an all-out race. The flat roof getting weighed down by piles of thick snow, and fast.
It's between 2 to 3 foot.
A crane and a crew armed with snowblowers, even shovels, struggled just to keep up. It's a lot of weight.
Yes, there's a lot of weight.
If you don't get all that off there, what happens?
The roof will collapse.
This double traffic signal at Duke Street did come down. The steel poles, no match for these gusts.
The wind gets up pretty heavy through here. We heard 40, 45 mile an hour winds, but we had whiteouts out here.
But not the equipment to deal with this destruction, and the National Guard had to be called in. All across Northern Virginia, the blinding snow and building drifts proved too dangerous, and few were able to get through it.
Everything was fine until we got right here.
Brian Johnson is digging out from what was Monroe Avenue. He and other drivers became trapped when they came across a wall of white.
I had to literally leave her here, and I walked to my job and grabbed a shovel.
After almost an hour and a group effort of stranded strangers helping each other, they were moving again, at least for a while.
Get home as fast as possible.
Yes, we shouldn't even be out here.
And back out here on King Street, you could look at just about any side street here and see this same amount of snow that now has to be moved. It is going to be a long time before they get this area back to normal. In Alexandria tonight, Scott Thuman, ABC 7 News.
All this snow has forced one local school to shut down indefinitely. Officials say Mayfield Intermediate School in Manassas City is showing signs of roof damage, and they're afraid the building could collapse. So it's going to stay closed until the roof can be repaired and reinforced, and that could take several weeks. School leaders are still deciding where Mayfield students will be going in the meantime.
And Leon, part of the roof and wall at one of the Smithsonian Museum's support center in Suitland did actually collapse today. The building houses artifacts from the National Air and Space Museum, but a spokesperson says the collections are safe because they're stored in sealed containers. And despite the damage to the building, no one was injured in that collapse. But of course, roof collapses are a concern for all of the older homes in the district.
That's right, but it's not the only problem. Sam Ford is live in Northwest this evening with a look at the difficulties that folks are facing just getting around. Sam.
Well, Leon, it's been a day of superlatives in the city. People saying that they've never seen anything like this before, including government officials who are way beyond any kind of snow budget and just hoping that the federal government will help them pay for this once it is all over. We were at D.C. General watching trucks dump snow at the city's main dump site when what was a snowstorm became a gusting blizzard. Winds whipped with a biting ferocity as pedestrians struggled to move. One motorist told us it reminded him of driving in sand.
I raced in the Persian Gulf, a small country called United Arab Emirates. So I used to drive sand.
Sandstorm.
Sandstorm.
So it's like that?
So pretty close.
Plow trucks are on the road, though the mayor and his administrators said the number was fluctuating because some were breaking down. They estimated anywhere from 200 to 250 were available at any given time. But throughout much of the day, DDOT Director Gabe Klein said they were parked after at least 2 minor accidents involving the trucks.
When you have a blizzard condition, it means you don't have visibility past a quarter mile. And at that point, for safety reasons, it's the right thing to do to pull them off the road.
Rare though they were, there were a few taxi cabs on the street, determined drivers like Mohammed Nawaz.
I like it, so I know how to do it.
So you don't have any trouble getting fares today, huh?
No, nothing. I have no troubles.
Another big concern is rooftops as the snow continues to pile up on top of what was already a record amount of snow. Homeowners worry about possible collapses. And we are back live here at DuPont Circle. As you can see, the plow trucks are moving now. They're moving here around the circle, 4 of them in this group itself. The city says it has some 200 to 250. They don't know exactly from time to time how many. We've looked at some of the plows themselves. They're pretty beat up, but these trucks keep going here, as I said, here at DuPont Circle now. As far as roofs go, there have been no major roof collapses in the city, according to the fire department today, although people are still extremely concerned as this snow crisis continues. Reporting live from Northwest Washington, Sam Ford, ABC 7 News.
All right, here's hoping their luck holds out. Thanks, Sam. Now, power outages are becoming a problem today because of the wind and blowing snow. Right now, nearly 7,000 people are in the dark in Montgomery County. 3,000 are in the dark in Prince George's County. And in Northern Virginia, more than 30,000 customers are in the dark. In the district, nearly 200 don't have any power this evening. And what's more, some of these people lost their power during the last storm over the weekend.
That's right. And of course, others lost their power today. Suzanne Kennedy is live in Arlington with the frustration that downed power lines and trees are causing these folks. Suzanne.
Well, Sinead and Leon, as if another winter storm wasn't enough, this community has been dealing with a power outage all day. Downed trees on power lines and exploding transformers are leaving hundreds of South Arlington households in the dark. In this snowbound community, residents lost power early this morning. The Cutlers are hunkered down and hoping the outage doesn't last long.
I think we can get through the night, but if it goes much more than 24 hours, I'll start to worry.
We have some neighbors across the street that have just topped off their entire kitchen with plastic, and they have gas stove, and they say they're toasty warm over there. So I suppose we could slip over there.
Despite whiteout conditions, tree crews were still hard at work. This team has been at it for 3 days, and there's no end in sight for clearing out the damage.
Since the winds picked up, it's just been terrible. The trees are going over on the lines, and we just, it's been really bad out. It's the weight of the snow and the wind, it's bringing the trees over, mostly pine trees that's coming over.
These roommates are trying to stay warm under a blanket. They're prepared with flashlights and candles.
We have blankets, we have candles, it's going to be cold. I don't know, maybe I'm not taking this storm that seriously. I'm from Colorado, and I know you can go without power for a few days. It's okay. We'll be okay.
And here's the good news. Behind me, you can see there's a porch light on. Power has been restored in this community within the last few minutes. Certainly that is good news for the people who live here, but there are many others throughout the area that tonight will be without power. Reporting live in Arlington, Suzanne Kennedy, ABC 7 News.
Thank you so much, Suzanne. Well, you do want to expect some delays when you're riding Metro this evening. Trains are only running between the underground stations. Right now, the Red Line is running between the Union Station and Medical Center stations and between the Glenmont and Forest Glen stations. The Blue and Orange lines are running between the Ballston and Stadium Armory stations. The Green Line is running from Fort Totten to Congress Heights, and the Yellow Line just running between Pentagon and Crystal City stations. Now, as for the other mass transit services, Metro buses and Metro Access are not operating at all today. No decision has been made about tomorrow. Amtrak is running a limited Acela Express and Northeast Regional service between Washington and Boston. And trains heading south of Washington have all been canceled. There's no MARC or VRE trains running today, and those railroads have not made a decision yet about tomorrow.
The snow's having a major impact at the airports. No surprise there. All flights at Reagan National Airport have been canceled. Dulles International Airport has been closed. Flights have also been canceled at BWI Marshall Airport. Officials say they hope to reopen those airports by noon tomorrow, but they won't know until early tomorrow. So check with your airline about ongoing delays. So no buses, few rails, and now no planes. Getting just about anywhere these days is really difficult.
Pretty much. Gail Pennybacher is live now in Rockville with a look at the dangers on the roads. Gail?
Well, Sinead, they've had a lot more luck plowing driveways like this one in front of the Judicial Center in the city of Rockville and scraping the sidewalks than they have at trying to take care of the roadways, including the interstate.
On Route 28, normally one of Montgomery County's busiest roads, the challenge is finding it, then driving on it. Fishtailing is the least of the problems. Those who venture out are driving while snowblind.
It's the snow. You can't really see
That's about it. You can see, but you have to keep your face up to the windshield.
Interstate 270 has whiteout conditions made even more dangerous by those who drive without their lights on and those who travel too fast for the conditions.
Not lights, not only they're doing 50, 60 miles an hour. That's why they create so much accident.
While plow trucks are the majority of the traffic out here, Montgomery County pulled them off the roads during the height of the storm. The snow blowing sideways. Mike Poteet says he's been pulling wayward cars out of snowbanks. He says they all have something in common.
Two-wheel drive, rear-wheel drives. Stay home.
Still, there are those who brave the blizzard, even on foot, barely seen on the side of the road.
Just walking around.
Nikki Land drove her two-wheel drive sedan from the district to go to work in Montgomery Mall today, only to see this sign as she pulled off Democracy Boulevard.
I went to work at 7, but they're closed, so now we'll see.
Back live here in Rockville, Monroe Street, you can see, or can you see it? It's really hard to detect exactly where the roadway is. That's what's going to be the problem tonight as people are out and about. Doug Hill talked about it earlier. Not only is it going to be difficult to see out here because we still have blowing snow, but the wind is really kicking up here, making it difficult for people to move around, whether they're in a car or they're on foot. Reporting live from the Montgomery County Mobile Newsroom, Gail Pennybacher, ABC 7 News.
Thank you, Gail. Well, most local school districts have canceled classes for tomorrow and Friday because of the snow and the dangerous weather. Now, they include the largest districts like Frederick, Montgomery County, and Prince George's County in Maryland, and Alexandria, Arlington, Fairfax, and Loudoun in Virginia. In the district, right now, classes are only canceled for tomorrow. No decision has been made yet about Friday. Now, to help you prepare for your day tomorrow, Good Morning Washington is starting an hour early. So join us for an updated forecast and live traffic and snow removal information starting at 4 tomorrow morning.
I can't imagine anybody going to school anywhere around here for the next, at least till Monday.
It's hard to imagine.
I called that last Saturday. I mean, with this other one coming,
You did.
you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no way. Look at the pictures. Our reporters have been showing us. I mean, there's some people can't get out if they wanted to, let alone even think of going to school.
So true, but I've talked to some kids who are saying, we want to go back to school. Mom and Dad are driving us crazy, and we're concerned that we're going to be in school till July this year.
Pretty much. That's going to be the story.
Because Mom and Dad had them shoveling.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Let's get started with our weather bug coverage here, and we're going to make 5 stops at neighborhoods, and if you live any close to this, it'll give you a good idea of the actual numbers as far as temperature, winds, and wind chill in the area. If you live near Nova Campus in Alexandria, there you see 23 degrees. The winds out of the west at 8 miles an hour, a little bit stronger. So the winds are diminishing a bit, but they're still going to gust up tonight, in some places more strongly than others. Ashburn, 22 degrees if you live near Briar Woods. 16-mile-per-hour winds, wind chill down to 8 degrees right now. In Columbia, near Oakland Mills, 26-mile-per-hour winds right now, 18 degrees, 1 below 0. Wind chill only at 20 degrees, feels like it's 5. And one more stop at the Lowell School in the district, 20 degrees, gusty northwesterly winds, wind chill at 6 miles per hour. Our storm machine has been doing a great job today, focusing on the back edge we have of the snow. It's taken literally the entire afternoon for this back edge to creep into the district finally, but you notice all the areas where it's still snowing, and we still have very heavy snow bands. We get calls from folks that live in Chesapeake Beach on the Chesapeake Bay. That whole stretch of the coastal areas of Anne Arundel County through Calvert County, they are getting nailed, not only from the snow, but from 35 and 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts coming across the bay, creating near zero visibilities on the bayfront because you have all the spray from the water of the bay mixing in with the heavy snow. Tough conditions. Let's go to our storm scan, and we can concentrate there on the heavier bands of snow. In this color palette, the darker the green you see, the heavier the snow. And it is all rotating out of that big ocean storm, and now the trajectory comes from north all the way down south. So the district, you can see light snow here. The snow is ended west, but look at all the heavy bands that continue to repeat over the same areas time and time again. That is why the blizzard warnings have been extended from Washington northeast through Baltimore beyond till 10 tonight, because they're still accumulating snow there at a pretty good rate, and that's going to continue through the night. But we think other than an incidental flurry, the issue to the west of town for the falling snow is over, but very serious issues concerning the blowing and drifting snow after nightfall for the entire entire area. Let's take a look at the warnings. Here's the latest. They will expire at 7 p.m. tonight for most of the area. However, that stretch from Washington up through Baltimore, though many of those counties will remain. Meanwhile, off to the west, we have advisories for the very strong winds in the area as well. A few snowfall totals range through the teens and 20s in a lot of areas. 12 inches of snow in Leesburg, almost 20 inches now in Jefferson, 12 inches in Hyattsville. BWI closing in on foot. You know, BWI has had 72 inches of snow, 6 feet of snow this winter, another all-time record for the area. And in case you want to know, this snow we've had so far for this year, 54.9 inches. We've had more snow than the past 5 winters combined, and that snow has put us in first place as the snowiest winter for the 126-year recorded weather history for Washington. Here's a bigger picture of the clouds thrown in. We had a lot of sunshine on Southside Virginia and the Carolinas today. Not so much for us. As the storm departs tomorrow, we will get the sunshine, but we're not there yet. Gusty winds, considerable blowing and drifting of snow, cold temperatures, colder wind chills, and I can't stress enough how dangerous it'll be driving outside tonight after sunset and walking on roadways because of reduced visibility. But here you go, lots of sunshine, breezy, cold tomorrow, 28 to 34, still a fresh northwesterly breeze of 15 to 20 miles per hour. And here's a 7-day. Here's something happy, sunshine. Fortunately, it'll be a bit warmer, but not warm enough to cause massive melting. We don't want that. There will be a little Alberta Clipper system coming through Monday with some light snow, and then back to sunshine Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, I would love it to be sunny and in the 70s, but getting warm here is the worst thing we can do now because the ton of snow on the ground would melt fast. We want a nice, slow evaporation and melting process, and I think our forecast for the next 2 weeks will provide just that.
Good news.
Okay. Was it, how many inches in Baltimore did you say?
12 so far at BWI.
All right, so yes, you know, the snow is causing big problems up there and setting that record that Doug mentioned there. This winter beat that previous record. Previous record was 62 inches. That was set back in 1995-96. The roads were so bad today, in fact, in Baltimore, that the mayor even banned cars from the roads so that the snowplows could actually get through there. Now, the snow also caused problems in central Virginia. A few daring drivers took to the snow-covered roads there, even though officials urged people to stay home over and over again. The area is now dealing with high winds that are blowing all that snow around. And it's been a busy day for road crews in Pennsylvania. Plows there have been out and forced to work to keep highways in the Scranton area clear. Most people did heed the advice to stay home and stay off the roads, making it easier for crews to get out there and remove the snow from the roads.
Well, we do know that many of you missed your favorite soap operas because of our snow coverage today, but don't worry, you can catch the replays overnight. All My Children is going to begin at 1 a.m., One Life to Live at 2 a.m., and General Hospital will air at 3 a.m. So be sure to set that DVR. And today's Oprah is going to re-air over the weekend, but you do still have a chance to win a trip to see her in person in Chicago. Go to WJLA.com/Oprah, and there you can enter in the keyword studios, along with the keyword that we told you earlier this afternoon for your chance to win. Now remember, you do have to be a member of our Oprah fan club to qualify, so sign up for free at WJLA.com.
Coming up on ABC 7 News at 5, it wasn't just the road crews out there hustling. Doctors and nurses had a tough time today. We'll check in with hospitals to see how they're dealing with emergencies in the snow.
Plus, why clearing the roads might take longer than many people are hoping in the district.
Snow has slowed down, but it's still dangerous outside there, folks, because of all that snow and ice. As you can see here in this live picture from the American Legion Bridge, we're starting to see some pavement there, but that does not mean that everything's all clear.
That's right. The winter storm made for quite a mess in the Williamsburg area. Dozens of accidents, including a 50-car pileup, forced authorities to close 2 stretches of Interstate 64 in the Williamsburg area. Those stretches of highway were closed for several hours as VDOT and Virginia State Police worked to clear the accidents in the roads. There are no reports of any major injuries caused by those crashes, though.
And right now in the district, after all this pent-up cabin fever, a lot of folks are starting to head out for the first time since the storm began.
Jennifer Donnellan is live now in DuPont Circle. She joins us with the latest. Jen?
Well, listen, I want to show you, we do have a lot of human activity out here at DuPont Circle, but right now, if you look at this cab behind me, his tire is just gone. So this is about as far as he could get. He's on Connecticut Avenue. You can see the spare on the street there behind him. He said, I just got to stop. I got to get a new tire on, and then he can move on. We're seeing people over here to this side, you know, they're going to that 24-hour CVS pharmacy to pick up supplies. Now, what you can see, they're walking on what you see is pavement. Now, that is doing a number, though, on some of the chains on emergency vehicles. That's causing some of those chain links to break. So from what I understand from a source at the fire department, they've brought in chains from fire departments from down south to try and help the fire trucks here so that they can grip the snow, because they are doing a job here and trying to get these roads clear. A lot of people outside, but what we are starting to see as the night wears on is they are starting to close down businesses. Starbucks shut down early, and we do have improved visibility out here. We can see as far up Connecticut as we've been able to see all day long. So still very cold out here, still a lot of wind, but a lot of people out right now.
All right, Jen, thanks so much for that report from DuPont Circle. And coming up on ABC 7 News at 5.
I still love this.
That is fun. We're going to show you some of the best eyewitness pictures and video that was sent in by ABC 7 viewers.
And here at Georgetown University Hospital, it's all hands on deck. While most workers are being told to stay home today in other parts of the city, everybody's here and working today. We'll have a live report coming up.
Hi, Doug Hill with you here in the Belford Furniture Weather Center, where the snow is trying to end from west to east. I say try because it's moving so slowly. Let's start with some weather bug temperatures. Some reports from communities around the area. Woodbridge, if you live in that area, 24 degrees near Forest Park right now. Those gusty winds, look at the winds driving the wind chill, and that's going to be the problem. Lower wind chills and drifting and blowing of snow tonight with the cold temperatures. Feels like 7 right now there. Arlington, northwesterly winds a little lighter. Feels like 24 degrees right now, 30 degrees in Fredericksburg with the gusty winds. Next up, we'll check progress on our ABC 7 snow machine. The western edge, or the trailing edge of the snow, has just been inching along, and you see a little dry notch stretching across the Potomac into Prince George's County, but still a lot of snow east and northeast of town. Our storm scan really nails the heavier snow bands as they continue to rotate out of the northeast off the Delaware Bay. Our eastern suburbs, particularly hard hit. The worst hit areas now are St. Mary's County, Calvert County, and Anne Arundel County, especially along the bayfront, where they're getting the sea spray, the bay spray, and the heavy snow, and very strong winds, gusting there still over 40 miles per hour. The snow will still accumulate. Winters, the latest on the warnings for you, blizzard warnings till 7 o'clock for most of the metro area, but they're extended now till 10 p.m. from Washington northeastward. We officially set the new record today with about 10 inches of snow at Reagan National, 54.9 inches of snow, making it officially the snowiest winter during the 126 years that records have been kept in Washington. We'll talk about what's next, but please keep in mind tonight the biggest concern, reduced visibilities from the blowing and drifting of snow after sunset. Back to you, Leon.
All right, Doug. Now, as you know, one of the biggest and most urgent challenges during this snowstorm is getting the sick and the injured to the hospital.
Rebecca Cooper is live at Georgetown University Hospital with the problems that doctors and nurses are facing. Rebecca?
Well, Sinead, Georgetown University Hospital is considered one of the best in the nation when it comes to emergency preparedness. Today, the university hospital president told me that a variety of experiences has helped them prepare for these types of things. Everything from 9/11 and treating Pentagon victims to last December's snowstorm. All of those experiences contributed to what is now a tightly coordinated system to deal with this blizzard. For Dr. Brendan Furlong and the emergency room staff at Georgetown University Hospital, it's another busy day in the ER with plenty of patients and some big blizzard challenges in treating them. An elderly patient's 911 call, it took D.C. Fire Department EMS crews several extra precious minutes of shoveling to clear a path to get to her.
She was stable enough that we could use a stair chair to get her out, and thank goodness she was stable enough when we got in there. It wasn't a very, very bad Delta call.
One floor above the ER is the command center, where the hospital's chief operating officer is meeting with the blizzard response team.
As of right now, we've got all 8 SUVs out.
keeping tabs on everything from an upgraded transport system for staff and patients.
No issues?
No issues as of right now, no,
Great.
sir.
To keeping track of their 96-hour emergency stocking, always keeping 4 days worth of supplies, from food to much-needed medicines.
See any updates, Linda? Anything from the pharmacy?
We're fully staffed. We have plenty of supplies in, so we're meeting the needs. And I haven't heard from nursing any delays at all in pharmacy delivery. So I think
with the ER busy, it's all hands on deck, with outpatient gurneys and cots to sleep on if staff gets the chance. Georgetown University Hospital President Dr. Richard Goldberg says from the staff keeping snow mopped up to the most senior physicians, he's proud of his team's response during one of the most memorable winters in his 41 years at Georgetown University Hospital.
It's a memorable event. It's a double whammy. When things go on after the acute event for several days, it tends to fatigue people. But we've been prepared. Our planning has worked, and the spirits are great.
One potential problem they could face, keep in mind, Georgetown University Hospital is an organ transplant hospital. If an organ does suddenly become available, it could be difficult to fly that organ into this hospital quickly. Otherwise, they say they are ready to meet the continuing challenges posed by this record-setting winter. Live at Georgetown University Hospital, Rebecca Cooper, ABC 7 News.
All right, thank you, Rebecca. And clearing all the snow from the district could be getting even more difficult. WTOP Radio has obtained an internal email that says 60 plows, which is about a quarter of the district's fleet, are out of commission. Mechanics are having trouble getting the replacement parts. The district's salt supply is also running low, and that's leading to rationing.
Maryland state offices are going to be closed tomorrow due to anticipated treacherous conditions on the roads. Governor Martin O'Malley says that state crews will be working around the clock to try and keep state highways passable and citizens safe.
Right now, what we're most concerned about are roof collapses, power outages, public safety, vulnerable citizens, senior citizens, and making sure that we save lives, protect lives, and that's what we plan to be doing for the next 48 hours here.
The governor also had some rather harsh words for residents who have been complaining about secondary roads not being plowed. Says just be patient.
Well, that's probably the best advice. We've been saying it all day, but this does bear repeating. Drivers need to stay off those roads tonight.
That's right. And Horace Holmes is live in Arlington, and he's got to look at the problems drivers there faced when they didn't take that advice. Horace?
You kind of fly all over the roadways if you were out here. But take a look behind me. That's Route 50 that's behind me right there. And just a couple of minutes ago, there was a large caravan of snow trucks, snow plows, salt trucks out here. I got to tip my hat to them because they have been out from the very beginning battling this blizzard. An army of snow plows and salt trucks attacked the roads in Fairfax and Arlington County all day long, keeping the roads drivable, but driving was next to impossible.
Oh, it was terrible. It was terrible. You couldn't see 100 feet in front of you.
The swirling, blowing snow made it hard to see even a few feet down the road.
I've been driving for almost 3 hours just to go down the street at Vandal. So I went over there. It was so bad I couldn't even brake my car. I'm braking the car, it's just going down. You can't stop.
Eddie Parker and his partners have been plowing all across Virginia since Friday. They've seen a lot of horror stories on the road.
It was awful. And all the state trucks and stuff out. Just we couldn't go very fast.
Yeah. A lot of spin outs or no?
We've seen a couple.
Yeah. We saw a couple also, like this spin out off Route 7. Rafael Arabello got stuck at the end of his trip home from work.
I'm coming from Washington, D.C., from Canadian Embassy, and it's very terrible right now.
And as the storm began to die off, the plows kept working, and people decided to try to navigate the streets.
And if people don't have anything to do outside, just don't get out.
That's great advice. That's absolutely perfect advice. And what we are seeing is people are kind of figuring that there's an all clear at this point, and they're coming out and trying to navigate the streets. Not a good idea. What you want to do is let these snowplows, like this one over here, do their work. Reporting live in Arlington, Horace Holmes, ABC 7 News.
All right, thanks, Horace. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 5, our viewers have been sending us amazing eyewitness video and pictures all day long, and we're going to take a look at some of the best ones and share them with you.
Plus cabin fever, it's growing. See what people were doing today just to get out of the house. Well, many people couldn't stomach another day stuck indoors.
You have to identify with them. You know how that feels. Natasha Barrett's in Alexandria tonight, where some people did venture out today despite the weather.
One of the questions I've been getting over and over again today, when is all this snow going to stop? I really think people are just plain over it. We've been out here in Old Town Alexandria all day long. Behind me here, King Street. Doesn't look too bad, but that's because snowplowers have been out all day long going back and forth along with military Humvees, but still, people are getting stuck. My photographer and I have even gotten outside of our car to help other people stuck in their cars and give them a push out of the snow because the side streets are still very much full of snow. We've also found a lot of people out on the roads walking, trying to get anywhere they can, no matter what.
Look at the car coming up.
Yeah, you can't even see them.
Driving in Alexandria this morning, it was difficult to see what was in front of you. Strong winds made what you were seeing, like these people walking in the street, disappear. That didn't stop people.
I got blown down the street about 10 feet.
Yeah, I gotten goggles on because, like I say, I'm from Michigan, and I know that wind chill can kind of sting your face.
We learned people will do just about anything for their coffee. Jane Rutt walked to 2 Starbucks with her dog.
And so I'm going to head up and get another cup of coffee and keep walking. It's great out here.
Snow was no excuse to miss work. Dustin Robinson walked 2 miles to work.
I just kept pushing through the snow and made it here, and it's nice and warm inside, and got some coffee to wake up a little bit.
Despite the blizzard conditions, this gas station manager tried to clear his roof.
Like you see, wind is blowing everywhere, and it just like I say, it's war.
Some restaurants are open, like Bugsy's in Old Town, where the weather is hurting business.
You could have a rattlesnake in your hand, and the reaction would probably be better.
And because a lot of people have been stuck inside their houses, a lot of people are getting cabin fever. The good part of that, restaurants down the street here behind me in King Street are opening up around 4 p.m. or later, but we want to warn you of this. We've had a difficult time getting around. People have been walking in the middle of the street. I know the sidewalks are bad, but watch out for cars because many people aren't hearing what's behind them. They think it's further down the street, and a lot of people are making their way out and about tonight to just get out finally. From Alexandria, Natasha Barrett, ABC 7 News.
All right, thanks, Natasha. And up next here on ABC 7 News at 5, our live storm watch coverage continues. We're going to take a look at the damage the blizzard is doing as it moves north through Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York.
Yeah, but it's not all bad out there. We're going to take a look at the best videos and the best pictures that viewers have sent us all day long. We got some really good stuff. Stay with us. Back to Storm Watch now. We want to show you some live pictures from the 14th Street Bridge there. Snow has stopped falling, and you can finally see the pavement there. But the wind and the ice there is still creating a lot of problems out there.
Chief Meteorologist Doug Hill is here with the very latest on the storm. Doug?
All right, and we continue to monitor the inching along of the snow pattern on our ABC 7 snow machine. Let's look at that right now. And there's still quite a bit of snow over areas north, northwest, northeast, east, and southeast of the district through southern Maryland. However, the snow has ended for the most part west of town, but we're still picking up traces across much of Fairfax County, Arlington County, and the district. The heaviest snow is right now along the bay, actually from the western shore of the bay up to Baltimore. Let's check our storm scan because this intensity product here in the green with the darker green area showing the heaviest snow bands. And look, they're coming from northwestern Pennsylvania straight down south, east of Hagerstown through Frederick to the western south side of Baltimore, right along the shores of the bay. They are the ones getting hammered. Also heavy snow across Delaware, Rehoboth Beaches, Delaware Bay, Lewis, Delaware getting pounded by heavy snow, but it will continue to inch off to the east. Now our big concern locally later tonight will be the winds. Our weather bug, couple stops for you right now just to catch you up on temperatures and winds. Nationals Park, strong winds, 31 miles per hour. Temperatures 23 degrees, 20 in Hagerstown. It feels like 10. Winds and blowing and drifting the problem tonight. We'll give you the latest on the warnings. Blizzard warning set to expire at 7 p.m. tonight on our weather graphics, with the exception of the areas from Washington northeast to Baltimore, where the blizzard warnings will continue until 10 o'clock. How much snow? A lot, especially the farther north and east you go. BWI already today has had nearly 25 inches of snow, and we've had enough to put us in the record books to have the snowiest winter in recorded Washington weather history. Sine, Leon, Tim, back to you.
All right, good deal.
Thanks, Doug.
Now, all day long, folks have been sending us some amazing eyewitness pictures and video of the storm through our website, WJLA.com.
Chris Van Cleve is on the live desk with a look at some of the best of them. Chris?
All right, Chris.
Well, guys, 1,800 plus videos and pictures since midnight, and since Friday, more than 7 1,000 images and video like these pictures from Springfield of today's blizzard, all of them eyewitness accounts of the blizzard of 2010.
It's a terrible storm.
Wicked winter winds lashed the Washington area all day long.
This is Cascades Parkway in Sterling. You can only see about maybe 100 yards.
From Great Falls to Frederick, pushing around everything from birds to people. Eyewitness video from Adrian in Clinton, Maryland shows how hard it was to shovel snow. Hard enough just to stand up to the wind, but with knee-deep snow, it's definitely not easy. These eyewitness photos from Annandale show a Dominion power crew braving near whiteout conditions to restore electricity. Snowplows and heavy machinery worked to clear roadways in the district, but even for emergency vehicles, getting around was tough. This D.C. police cruiser got stuck, leaving officers struggling to get it back on the road as more snow fell on already ice-packed streets. And normally, the bus would be taking passengers where they need to go. Instead, this eyewitness picture from Roslyn last night shows us why there was no Metro bus service today. Even the animals admit they're getting sick of the snow. But the Germeyer family from Cross Junction, Virginia, is making the best of being trapped at home under 31 inches of snow. They built their own luge course. And that has definitely been the biggest hit, the lugers. The raw of that, the entire clip is on our website at WJLA.com. And if you want to see more from the eyewitness pictures and video, we've got those online. And we want your eyewitness pictures and video. If you saw something going on during this blizzard that you took some pictures of or took any video of, please send that to us at eyewitness@WJLA.com. From the Stormwatch Live Desk, I'm Chris Van Cleve, ABC 7 News.
Thanks, Chris. Hats off to the parents who made that luge.
Oh, isn't that incredible?
It took some time and some effort.
I want to ride. That's awesome.
Oh, well, hey, listen, you got your own ride today because the storm here got some national attention, and guess who took advantage of it?
Well, earlier this morning, since you mentioned it, I appeared on Live with Regis and Kelly, showing America exactly what we're dealing with.
Sinead Simpson down there, our affiliate WJLA TV in Washington, and there's
Hi,
Sinead. She's near Capitol Hill. Hi, Sinead.
Good morning. How are you?
Now that's a snowfall.
I mean, it looks like Colorado. Yeah. You could be in Colorado right now.
Yeah, this definitely looks like Vail. But, you know, we wanted to show you a gorgeous shot of the Capitol building all illuminated this morning. It's about a block down that way, and you cannot see a thing.
It's a whiteout. It's a whiteout.
Total white-out conditions. This is the Capitol building that would be right here behind me.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can see this guy across the street.
He's jogging?
We've got someone out here jogging. I don't know if he's just that committed or if he's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. He just robbed a bank and he's making a run for it.
But this is round 2 for us. We had snow on Friday. It was about 2 feet of snow. We called that storm Snowpocalypse because it really did feel like the world was coming to an end. And then we got a second dose overnight. We've got about 8 inches so far. We're expecting probably another 8 inches. And we're calling this storm Snow Over It because I think we're all collectively screaming, Uncle, we can't take any more.
Yeah, right. So how are the people feeling about it? Are they pretty worn down by all this snow?
Yeah. We are winter weary. We're trying to have a good time with it. We had a huge public snow fight over the weekend that thousands of people came out to participate in, and that was fun. But the federal government's been closed. Schools have been closed.
Great job.
There you have
Great
it.
job. Nice going.
That was fun. That was fun. It was nice to make light of what's been a difficult week for a lot of people.
You actually did make it look fun. Nice going.
Way to go.
Thanks,
Way to
guys.
go. Hey, listen, Georgetown, they've been trying to get back from Providence ever since last night's win.
No kidding.
Wait till you see this. Only on 7, the 7th-ranked Georgetown Hoyas beat Providence last night. They've been trying to get back to Washington ever since. Now, Dulles was closed, so the team had to stay in Providence. The Hoyas then flew out at 10 o'clock this morning, couldn't get into Dulles Airport. They looked at Richmond, no luck. The runways were being plowed. They were low on fuel, so they flew to Charlottesville, Virginia. And at 12:20, despite strong winds, they finally put down. But then they boarded a bus and finally got back to McDonough Gym at Georgetown around 4:30 this afternoon. But once they got back on campus, there was more trouble. Just about an hour ago, trying to get up the hill at McDonough Gymnasium. Couldn't do it. They got stuck. They didn't want to walk it, got back on the bus. Went to Canal Road, they got stuck there. They doubled back, went through Georgetown for another way onto campus. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, finally at 5 o'clock this evening, they just arrived safe and sound on campus at Georgetown. So way to go, guys.
It's a memorable trip because we won. It's a good road win. The trip wasn't that bad. You know, we were supposed to get out last night after the game and we couldn't. We flew out this morning, flew to Charlottesville, and I think timing is everything because we had a smooth drive up from Charlottesville. No problems at all until we got to the hill at the bottom of Canal Road right there.
A trip they'll never forget.
Welcome back to D.C., folks.
Exactly.
They probably thought Moses was leading them back. We'll be right back with more live.
Moses Malone.
Well, we're not the only ones who are digging out from this storm tonight.
The blizzard's now passing over New York and New England. Lindsay Davis shows us all the damage it's doing there.
Record-making, back-breaking. Mother Nature has outdone herself. Nearly 5,000 flights have been canceled.
Fortunately, I'm going to have to spend a night here, day 2.
17 states are under winter advisories or warnings.
People may have noticed earlier maybe a little bit of ice or sleet, maybe thought nothing much was going on. That was a little bit of a halftime action with this storm. We're now fully in the third quarter.
Old Man Winter is a paralyzing opponent. It wasn't clear if this man was coming or going. In Washington, the Capitol building virtually disappeared. D.C. hasn't seen this much snow in more than 110 years. Today, they surpassed 54 inches, making it the snowiest winter on record there. The federal government's been shut down since midday Friday at a cost of $100 million a day.
Stay inside. We're experiencing blizzard conditions in every single county, in every part of Maryland.
In Pennsylvania, the governor closed large stretches of major highways. And from Baltimore to New York City, there are roads so treacherous that even some snowplow trucks are being advised to pull over. All the snow is quite a workout. And so is this. They cleared just enough of the roadway in Pennsylvania for this man to walk a fine line between crazy and committed. But for kids,
This is the best part of it. Snow bombing.
Oh, look at that. And it is good snow to make a snowman. But the novelty of a snow day can certainly wear off as you get older. Philadelphia has already closed school for tomorrow. Even New York City closed schools today, making it only the third snow day in 6 years. In New York, Lindsay Davis, ABC News.
And that's all for ABC 7 News at 5. Our live Storm Watch coverage continues right now on ABC 7 News at 6.